talk about the crow pose and the crane pose, or Bakasana and Bakasana. So a couple of quick things about the crow pose and the crane pose are as follows. The Bakasana is the crow pose with the bent elbows at about a 90-degree angle, nice and low to the ground, whereas Bakasana is the crane pose with the arms as straight as you can possibly get them. Now, a few things about the crow pose. There are a number of ways to find strength and stability in these particular arm balancing postures. And one thing you can certainly do when you're practicing is to grab a big pillow and put it below your head. So I'm going to grab a pillow now and bring one over just to show. So just finding a nice pillow for yourselves. This can serve as a means to decrease the fear factor in your arm balancing practice. So make sure when you're doing arm balances, you actually have something available to you. So that way you don't feel like you're too scared to topple over. In fact, it's oftentimes where you feel like you're gonna fall is when you actually strike the balance of finding that particular pose. So the first thing we're gonna do is just make sure your hips are loose. Please refer to the flexibility video that I've already posted on loosening up the hips. And then we're gonna make our way into Yogi Squat. So we'll go ahead and find your Malasana. And this consists of opening out the legs. Usually if you're facing the front edge of your mat, your heels can be about mat's width distance. And then pushing into the heels, let's just lift up through the chest and just take a few cycles of breath here to just find the shoulder blades pushed together. Heart is lifted up nice and strong. We can open across the wingspan just to get a little bit more spaciousness, a little bit more length. Just finding a little bit of a nice even stretch to prepare yourselves to get into this thing. And then when you're ready, we're going to turn and face your pillow if you're not already. Bring the heels together and allow your knees to splay apart. Now we're going to take the crow pose first with the elbows bent. And what we're going to do in order to get there is to bring the knees to the outer arms. So as you bring the knees to the outer triceps, the outer upper arms, I want you to take your knees and squeeze in towards your midline. So literally and really do this. Push the knees toward each other to squeeze the arms together. Okay? You can relax and slacken it, and then do it again. Really push in, push your knees toward each other there. And then we're going to keep that action as we lift the butt up. Keep the knees squeezing into the arms. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Looking forward towards your pillow, looking forward towards something directly in front of your face. Maybe picking up one leg. Let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that foot down. We'll pick up the other leg and squeeze those knees into the arms for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that foot down, come back to your Yogi Squat. Let's rock out the hands. I like to make fists and roll it out. Okay? If you follow me at all in any social media or any of my Facebook groups, you know that wrist strength and mobility and stability is really important in everything we do. So roll it out, rock it out, take some flashlight hands, and then we're going to go back in. And this time we're really going to try for crow pose. We're going to try to pick up the feet. We're going to lean into that pillow and almost touch. And if you touch, that's great too. Okay? So again, setting up the hands. I like my hands to be maybe a foot distance between my toes. Opening up my fingers nice and wide and away from each other. Getting to know my fingertips as I push my fingertips into the ground. And then taking the knees to the outer arms. I'm going to keep the arms bent. I'm going to squeeze the knees into the arms, lean into it, and see about picking up one leg and then the other. Let's try to hold here for 5. Really squeeze the knees into the arms. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down nice and slow. Find Yogi Squat. Roll out your wrists. Now the crane pose is the one in which we want to try to straighten the arms as much as we can possibly straighten the arms. So I generally go into that one by keeping my arms straight right away and trying to bring my knees into my upper outer shoulders. Now that's a pretty difficult thing to do if you find that your hips don't have great mobility or if your hamstrings are particularly tight. So our knees to the upper outer arms, just like you were in crow pose, is totally fine. However, for me, the higher up I can get my legs, the better I can straighten my arms. So you can just see, maybe play with that a couple of different times. And to be quite honest with you, it might take you a whole bunch of tries before you can actually straighten the arms. So don't be dissuaded by this practice. Just time and time again, little by little, and all is coming. So here we go. You can go ahead and bring the hands down just like we did before, but this time we're gonna pick up the butt. I actually will lift up my butt so high that I can bring my knees into my upper outer armpits. My arms are already more or less straight, and I'm gonna lean into my hands, find my fingertips, and see about lifting up one leg with straight arms for 5, 4, a lot of core work here, so round the back, 3, 2, 1, let's switch the legs, picking up the opposite leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's come on down, rock out those hands once again, give them a couple of circles, maybe some flashlight hands just to build in some of that strength. And then we're gonna try Bakasana with straight arms. So this one's super fun. Please give it a try and just see how you feel. If Bakasana with straight arms is not fruitful for you, go back to Bakasana with the bent elbows because you're lower to the floor and perhaps it just feels a little bit safer, okay? Either way, the pillow is there to catch you when you fall. So here we go, set it up. Knees into the upper outer arms, pushing through the straight arms, lifting up the legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and a 1. Come on down, lower it down, rock it out. You can return to a seat. And just take a moment to give yourselves a little bit of a break and certainly a lot of gratitude because that's a lot of work and it's fun. Just give yourself this moment to find joy and give yourself this moment to smile. Thanks everybody for being here today. Hope you had fun. Namaste.